Listening test instructions. The listening test is about 50 minutes. There are 6 parts in listening test. You will have about 6 minutes to listen to each passage and answer the questions. The passage will be played once.
Hey, you look concerned. What's on your mind?
The final exam. I'm not fully prepared yet.
Well, don't worry too much. You still have 3 days.
Yeah, but 3 days will fly past in a wink.
Well, you still have time to cram things in your brain anyway.
Question 1. Why is the man looked worried?
You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good morning, Ms. Thompson. I hope you're doing well today. I received your message about the issue in your apartment. Can you tell me more about what's been going on?
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Yes, I'm having a bit of trouble with the heating system. It started a couple of days ago. The radiator in the living room isn't working at all, and with the weather getting colder, it's becoming quite uncomfortable.
I'm sorry to hear that. That definitely needs to be addressed as soon as possible. Have you noticed any other issues with the heating system or any other part of the apartment?
Well, now that you mention it, the water pressure in the kitchen sink has also been pretty low lately. It's been a bit of a hassle when I'm trying to wash dishes or prepare meals.
I see. It sounds like we have a couple of issues to look into. I'll make sure we get someone over to check both the radiator and the sink as soon as possible. Can you let me know if there are any specific times that would work best for you for a maintenance visit?
I'm available most weekdays in the afternoons. If possible, I'd prefer if they could come by between 1 p.m. and p.m. That would give me enough time to be home and explain the issues in person.
Great. I'll schedule a visit for then. I'll also make a note to have the maintenance team check everything thoroughly to prevent any further problems. I appreciate your patience and understanding. Is there anything else you need help with while we're at it?
No, that should be all for now. Thank you for taking care of this so promptly. I'll be sure to let you know if anything else comes up.
During the conversation, Mr. Thompson mentioned a problem that was causing her significant discomfort. What was the nature of this problem? When did Mr. Thompson first notice the heating system problem? Besides the heating issue, what additional inconvenience did Mr. Thompson bring up?
You will hear the second section of the conversation shortly.
You're welcome, Mr. Thompson. I've arranged for the maintenance team to come by tomorrow between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. They'll check the radiator and the sink and will also inspect the rest of the heating system to ensure there are no additional issues.
That sounds good. I'll make sure I'm home during that time. Could you please make sure they address the radiator issue first? It's getting quite cold, and that's the most pressing concern right now.
Absolutely. I'll make a note to prioritize the radiator issue. I understand how uncomfortable it can be without proper heating. If there are any delays or complications, I'll make sure to keep you updated.
Thanks for understanding. I've also noticed a bit of mold starting to appear around the edges of the bathroom tiles. It's not too severe yet, but I'd like to prevent it from getting worse.
I'll have the maintenance team look at that as well. Mold can definitely be a problem if not dealt with promptly. We'll make sure to address it properly and check if there are any underlying issues causing it.
I appreciate that. It's good to know you're taking a thorough approach. I've been really happy with how you've handled maintenance issues in the past, so I'm confident this will be resolved efficiently as well.
Thank you for your kind words. We always strive to provide the best service possible. If you have any other concerns or questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Your comfort and satisfaction are very important to us.
Will do. I'll see you tomorrow then, and thanks again for handling this so quickly. I'm sure it will all be resolved soon.
You're welcome, Mr. Thompson. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
What minor inconvenience does the tenant want to prevent from worsening? What approach does the landlord take towards the radiator issue? How does the tenant describe previous maintenance handling?
You will hear the third section of the conversation shortly.
Before we wrap up, Mr. Thompson, I wanted to let you know that while the maintenance team is there, they will also conduct a general inspection of the apartment. This will help us catch any potential issues before they become bigger problems.
That sounds like a good idea. I've noticed a few minor things, like some drafts around the windows and a squeaky door hinge in the bedroom. It would be great if they could check those too, though I understand if it might be too much to handle in one visit.
No problem at all. I'll ask them to include those in their inspection. Addressing these minor issues now can help avoid more significant repairs later. Is there anything else you've observed that might need attention?
Now that you mention it, the light in the hallway has been flickering intermittently. It's been a bit annoying, but I hadn't thought to mention it before.
I'll make sure they take a look at the hallway light as well. It's important to address these issues to ensure everything in your apartment remains in good working order.
Thanks, Mr. Johnson. I really appreciate the comprehensive approach. It's reassuring to know you're on top of things.
My pleasure, Mr. Thompson. We aim to keep our tenants comfortable and happy. If you think of anything else, or if any new issues come up, just give me a call.
Will do. I'll keep an eye out for any additional problems and let you know if I find anything. I'm looking forward to the maintenance visit and hopefully having everything sorted out.
Excellent. I'll keep you informed if there are any updates or changes to the schedule. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow during the maintenance visit.
You too, Mr. Johnson. Thanks again for everything.
You're welcome, Mr. Thompson. See you soon.
Which issue did the tenant add to the list just before the conversation ended? How did the landlord handle the tenants' additional concerns about minor problems?
You will hear a conversation followed by 5 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hey, Jamie, have you got a minute?
Sure, Alex, what's up?
I was thinking about our weekend plans. How about we go on a little trip? It's been ages since we've done something fun together.
That sounds great. Any ideas on where you want to go?
I was looking at some nearby spots. There's a beautiful lake about 2 hours away. It's supposed to have amazing hiking trails and a really peaceful vibe.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Do you know if we need to book anything in advance?
I checked online, and it looks like we don't need to make reservations for the trails. But there are a couple of nice cabins by the lake that might fill up quickly. I think we should book one if we want to stay overnight.
Good call. I can handle the booking if you want. Do you know the names of the cabins?
There are 2 options, Lakeview Cabin and Forest Retreat. The Lakeview Cabin seems to be a bit more popular, but the Forest Retreat looks cozy and less crowded.
I like the sound of Forest Retreat. It sounds more private. I'll book it then. What about transportation? Are we driving?
Yeah, I was thinking of taking my car. It should be more convenient than dealing with public transport.
Sounds good. I'll bring my GPS and make sure we have a map just in case. What time should we leave on Saturday?
How about we aim to leave around 8 a.m.? That way we'll get there by mid-morning and have plenty of time to settle in and maybe explore a bit before lunch.
Perfect. I'll make sure to pack some snacks and drinks for the drive. Should we bring any special gear for hiking?
Definitely. We'll need good hiking shoes, maybe some poles if we have them. Also, it's supposed to be sunny, so don't forget sunscreen and hats.
Got it. I'll pack my hiking boots and some sunscreen. What about food? Are we cooking or eating out?
I thought we could do a mix. We can cook breakfast and dinner at the cabin. For lunch, we can just pack a picnic to enjoy by the lake.
That sounds like a plan. I'll bring some ingredients for breakfast and a few easy-to-make dinner options. Do you want to do any shopping before we go?
Maybe just pick up some additional snacks and drinks. I can handle that on Friday. We should also make a list of things we don't want to forget.
Agreed. I'll start a checklist. Let's make sure we don't leave out anything important.
Great. I'm really excited about this. It's going to be such a nice break from our usual routine.
Me too. It'll be a fun adventure. I'll confirm the cabin booking and let you know. Anything else you can think of?
No, I think that's everything. I'll catch up with you on Friday to finalize details.
Perfect. Can't wait. Talk to you soon, Alex.
Talk to you soon, Jamie.
How far is the lake from where Alex and Jamie are? What type of accommodation is Alex considering? What should Jamie bring for the trip? What does Alex propose as their dining plan? Who will take charge of procuring extra snacks and beverages?
You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hi, Jordan. Thanks for meeting with me. I've been thinking about starting my own small business, but I'm not sure where to begin. Can you help me out?
Of course, Alex. I'd be happy to help. What kind of business are you considering?
I'm thinking about opening a boutique selling handmade jewelry. I've always been passionate about crafting and design, but I'm worth the initial steps.
That's a fantastic idea. Starting a business can be quite a journey, but with the right approach, it can be very rewarding. The first thing you need to do is conduct market research. Have you looked into your target audience?
A bit. I know there are people interested in unique handmade jewelry, but I'm unsure about the best way to find out more about them.
Market research is key. You might want to start by identifying who your ideal customers are. Look into demographics such as age, income level, and interests. You can use surveys or social media to gather information. It helps you understand what they're looking for and how much they're willing to spend.
That makes sense. What's the next step after gathering that information?
Once you've done your research, you need to create a business plan. This plan should outline your business goals, strategies, financial projections, and market analysis. It's essentially a roadmap for your business.
I've heard about business plans, but I'm not sure what should go into it.
A business plan typically includes an executive summary, a description of your products or services, a market analysis, your marketing and sales strategies, and financial projections. It should also outline your operational plan, including the day-to-day running of the business.
That sounds like a lot of work. Do I need to have everything planned out before I start?
It's important to have a solid plan, but don't get too bogged down by the details. You can always adjust your plan as you go along. The key is to start with a clear vision and adapt as needed.
Got it. What about funding? How should I go about securing the money I need?
There are several options for funding. You could use personal savings, seek out loans, or even look for investors. Many small business owners also turn to crowdfunding platforms to raise capital. It's important to have a detailed financial plan to show potential investors or lenders.
I hadn't thought about crowdfunding. I guess I'll need to think about which option suits me best.
Absolutely. And don't forget about legal considerations. Make sure you register your business, get the necessary licenses, and understand any regulations that apply to your industry.
That's something I need to look into more. What about marketing? How do I get the word out about my business?
Marketing is crucial. Start with building a brand presence online media, a website, and email marketing. You can also consider local advertising, partnerships, and attending events to network and promote your business.
Thanks for all this advice, Jordan. It's a lot to think about, but I feel more confident now. I'll start with the market research and work on my business plan.
You're welcome, Alex. Remember, every successful business starts with a great idea and a solid plan. I'm sure you'll do great. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out.
I definitely will. Thanks again for your help.
Anytime. Good luck with your new venture.
What elements are typically included in a business plan? Jordan suggests Alex to adjust his plan. Why? Why is a detailed financial plan crucial? What's Jordan's legal advice for Alex? What's Jordan's top recommendation for Alex to promote his business? What belongs in a business plan's executive summary?
You will hear a news item once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Then 5 questions will appear. Choose the best way to complete each statement from the drop-down menu.
Scientists have just announced a groundbreaking breakthrough in a high-profile research project that promises to have far-reaching implications. Researchers at the Advanced Research Institute have achieved a significant milestone in their study of renewable energy sources. After years of rigorous experimentation and analysis, the team has successfully developed a new type of solar cell with unprecedented efficiency. This innovative technology, known as the quantum cell, is capable of converting sunlight into electricity at more than 50% efficiency, an astonishing improvement over the current best-performing solar cells, which operate at around 20% efficiency. Dr. Emily Carter, the lead scientist on the project, described the breakthrough as a game changer for the energy sector. She explained that the quantum cell uses advanced quantum dot technology to capture a broader spectrum of sunlight, including infrared rays that traditional cells cannot utilize. This enhancement allows the new cells to generate more power from the same amount of sunlight, potentially revolutionizing solar energy production. The implications of this discovery are profound. With higher efficiency solar cells, the cost of solar power could decrease significantly, making renewable energy more accessible and affordable for consumers worldwide. Furthermore, the reduced reliance on fossil fuels could accelerate the transition to a more sustainable and environmentally friendly energy landscape. In addition to its potential economic and environmental benefits, the quantum cell technology could also open new avenues for research and development in related fields, such as energy storage and electric transportation. The team plans to begin large-scale production trials later this year, with hopes of bringing this breakthrough technology to market within the next 2 to 3 years. This development marks a pivotal moment in the pursuit of cleaner energy solutions and highlights the remarkable progress being made in scientific research.
You will listen to a 2 minutes video. Then 8 questions appear. Choose the best way to answer each question.
Welcome everyone to today's panel discussion on depression and aging. Let's start with Dr. Karen Hayes. What are some common signs of depression we see in older adults?
Thank you. Depression in seniors often manifests differently than in younger adults. We often see symptoms like persistent sadness, loss of interest in activities, sleep disturbances, and sometimes even physical complaints without a clear medical cause.
That's insightful, Dr. Hayes. Mr. Reynolds, from your experience, how does depression affect seniors differently compared to younger individuals?
Depression in older adults can be more challenging to diagnose because it's often mistaken for normal aging or other medical conditions. Social isolation, chronic illness, and the loss of loved ones can exacerbate feelings of loneliness and despair.
Those are important points, Mr. Reynolds. Emily, as a social worker, how can communities better support elderly individuals dealing with depression?
Community engagement is crucial. Programs that encourage social interaction, such as senior centers, group activities, and peer support groups, can significantly improve mental well-being. It's also essential for healthcare providers to screen for depression regularly and coordinate care with social services.
Thank you, Emily. Dr. Hayes, what advice would you give to families and caregivers who suspect that their loved ones might be struggling with depression?
It's vital for families to listen actively and without judgment. Encouraging open communication about feelings and ensuring access to professional help can make a world of difference. Sometimes, simple acts of companionship and involvement in meaningful activities can lift their spirits.
Excellent advice, Dr. Hayes. Mr. Reynolds, in your advocacy work, what are some common misconceptions about depression in older adults that you encounter?
One of the biggest misconceptions is that depression is just a normal part of getting older. It's not. Depression is a treatable condition, and with the right support and understanding, many seniors can regain their quality of life.
Very important to clarify, Mr. Reynolds. Emily, as we wrap up, what are some promising approaches or therapies that have shown success in treating depression in elderly populations?
Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, tailored for seniors and mindfulness-based interventions, have shown promising results. Additionally, integrating physical activity and nutrition into treatment plans can improve both physical and mental health outcomes.
Thank you, Emily. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. I want to thank our panelists, Dr. Karen Hayes, Mr. John Reynolds, and Ms. Emily Chen, for their valuable insights into depression and aging. This has been a thought-provoking discussion, and I'm sure our audience has gained a lot from it.
You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu.
Zero-waste lifestyles have increasingly influenced consumer behavior, prompting a shift in how individuals approach consumption and waste management. The concept of zero waste revolves around minimizing waste production by rethinking resource use, reducing unnecessary consumption, and prioritizing sustainability. This lifestyle's impact on consumer behavior is profound and multifaceted. Firstly, zero-waste lifestyles encourage consumers to adopt a more mindful approach to their purchases. People are becoming more conscious of the products they buy, opting for items with minimal packaging or those that are reusable and durable. This shift challenges traditional consumer habits, where convenience often outweighed environmental considerations. As a result, there's a growing demand for eco-friendly products and services that align with zero-waste principles. Secondly, zero-waste practices foster a culture of reusability and recycling. Consumers are increasingly engaging in activities such as DIY projects to repurpose items, second-hand goods, and supporting businesses that prioritize sustainable practices. This behavioral change reflects a broader awareness of the environmental impact of waste and a commitment to reducing one's carbon footprint. Moreover, zero-waste lifestyles have prompted businesses to innovate and adapt. Companies are responding to consumer preferences by offering more sustainable options and adopting practices that reduce waste in their operations. This trend not only caters to the growing eco-conscious market, but also drives competitive differentiation in the marketplace. However, transitioning to a zero-waste lifestyle is not without challenges. It often requires significant changes in behavior, which can be difficult to maintain consistently. Additionally, while the movement has gained traction, it remains a niche practice for many, and widespread adoption will depend on broader systemic changes in production and disposal practices. In conclusion, the zero-waste movement is reshaping consumer behavior by promoting sustainability, mindfulness, and innovation. As awareness and adoption continue to grow, its impact on consumption patterns and environmental responsibility will likely become even more pronounced.